Yes, come in. Yes. Check them. Review नहीं है speech. Review of practitioner. If you have check out. Yes, come in. Yes, those students who haven't written the review, ठीक है, जिन्होंने लिख दिया है रिव्यू वो यहाँ पे सबमिट कर देंगे, हम से बात में चेक करवा लेंगे। जिन्होंने नहीं लिखा है रिव्यू उनका पनिशमेंट है that you have to come up here and present anything. आप या तो सेल्फ इंट्रोडक्शन at least 1 minute का आपको कुछ भी बोलना। It is up to you which topic you would choose. But for 1 minute, and I will count it from the timer. 1 minute आपको continuously बोलना है. On whatever thing it is up to you. And those students who are practicing for the speech competition, आप पूरा speech present करना चाहते हैं? All right. Yes, those students who are practicing, they can come up here and present their speech. और बाकी के जो students हैं जो रिव्यू नहीं लिख के क्या है, अपना topic choose कर लीजिए. One by one आप सबको यहाँ पर आना है. Minimum 1 minute आपको बोलना ही बोलना है. उससे कम भी बोलोगे तो और अलग पनिशमेंट मिलेगी. Yes, you want to come? Yes. नहीं नहीं दे दो. Yes, and I want all of you to listen to him carefully. ठीक है, आप कंस्ट्रक्टिव फीडबैक देंगे इनको या फिर आपको जो भी यहाँ पर एडिशनल इंफॉर्मेशन देना चाहते हैं which could make his speech better, you will be providing him. Okay.
Respected my dear friends, a very good afternoon to you all. Today I am going to deliver my speech on the topic decoding post-COVID-19 socio-economic problems. 62 lakh deaths, 51 crore positive cases, 200 million unemployment, 43% of businesses temporarily closed. Is it end of the data? Is it end of the seriousness? Is it the only devastation? May we imagine the situation of those who are in the worry of the affected person. May we imagine the person who are feeding on the incomes of their lost jobs and closed businesses. May we imagine the traditional families of the laborers who lost their jobs and the life beside the rails due to continuous walking with the empty stomach to their only hope warehouse. That's all are the outcomes of our bad deeds. In return to our bad deeds, in return to the gratefulness of our mother nature, either in terms of our lifestyle, our unfriendly behavior, towards our ecosystem, or our overwhelming nature. As a consequence of the outbreak of this pandemic, the social distance and security measures affected the relationship among the people in perception of empathy towards others. Many couldn't able to be a part of happiness of their loved ones. Many couldn't even say a last bye to their loved ones due to the consequence of this cruel pandemic. Research has highlighted the impact on psychological well-being of the most exposed group, including children, college students, and health workers, who are more likely to develop post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, depression, and other symptoms of distress. But it is said that there is also there is a good in every way. Being in isolation or alone, it has taught us to take care of ourselves, devote time to ourselves, and identify ourselves and appreciate ourselves. It has derived different titles from each one of us, either in terms of making good, wonderful art and crafts, either in terms of story writer or cook or a musician. It made us realize that we can make better coffee shop. Playing indoor games with family is not less interesting than playing with friends. Home workout, meditation is more concentrating and soothing than artificial gym. Online education is one of the most flexible way of learning. It is not only a global pandemic and public health crisis. It has also severely affected the global economy and financial markets. Significant reduction in income, risk of unemployment, disruption in transportation and manufacturing industries are the following consequences took by the government in order to mitigate its deadly spread. As per the report of UN, they estimated that India has felt an impact of $350 million on trade and overall loss of $29.9 billion. India's GDP ranked 7.3% in 2022 to 2021 session. This was the worst performance of Indian economy since independence. Aviation, tourism, a great contributor to our economy, were affected the most by this outbreak due to restrictions and tourism travel. Agriculture, being the backbone of our country, are also not free from this global pandemic due to drastically decreased human labor, which eventually affected the many agricultural activity. As it is said, there is always two sides of coin. Apart from its devastation, it was proved a boon for e-retail sector like big basket, roofers, etc., healthcare sector, e-commerce, and undoubtedly digital and IT sector, which by creating a humongous demand. Fintech startups are not behind and have shown a drastic growth in this by providing a safe and contactless payment to the convenience of our economy. Improvisation to our export health sector to support micro and small enterprises to improve the rural livelihood, modernization in tourism and hospitality, tech-enabled developments, energy transitions, and climate change will be the foremost priority of our government to boost our local economy. PM's Gati Shakti Scheme to prove the national infrastructure pipeline. Atmanirbhar Bharat Scheme 2020, which was a surprise buster for all of us during the COVID-19 economic crisis, which will help our India to become self-reliant and help our economy to march in a rapid pace. Everything may end tomorrow. Even when all this is over, I will continue to speak, life will continue to work. The question is whether by then we will have learned our lesson. World's Environment Day, World's Health Day, World's Yoga Day, many such once in a while days should not be the only day to appreciate our environment and improve our lifestyle. It should be incorporated in our daily habit. Earth, let us be mindful to our earth and it will be kind to us. There is no rainbow without rain. Plague and corona may be the trailer, the choice is ours not that to someone. At last, I would like to conclude my speech with a poem titled We Will Unite. Who had thought that COVID would arrive, disturb the life of humans and make how they survive? We had social distancing picnics, social distancing walks, social distancing meets and social distancing talks. Over the fruits of our days, we have no reason to wait. As you sow, so you reap. When we leave our ever unsatisfied grave to be singers and mature, when we give the return gift to the grateful Mother Nature, COVID would be ended, but it's not the last fight. If we all unite, we will win all the fight. Thank you and have a nice day.
Yes, anyone who would like to give feedback to him? Yes. किसी को कंस्ट्रक्टिव फीडबैक देना है इनको ताकि इनका स्पीच और ज्यादा बेहतर हो सके. Raise your hand and speak up very carefully because it is a part of development. ठीक है, आप इनको फीडबैक देंगे, ये भी आपको फीडबैक देंगे. This is the part of growth where we will actually hone the skill of communication. फीडबैक नहीं है या समझ में नहीं आ रहा कैसे बोले? स्लो बोलना चाहिए क्यों? Exactly, your voice was not clear. It was very much interlaced with together, especially when it is coming out of the speaker. Like naturally, your voice is not that much disturbed, but because of the mic, आपका voice और ज़्यादा disturbance वाला create हो रहा है. So make it slower. Your speech should be slower, and each and every word should be pronounced with enunciation. Enunciation मतलब समझते हैं सब कुछ? जो वर्ड का साउंड होता है उस पर जोर दे के बोलना, ठीक है, ताकि उसका प्रोनाउंसिएशन साफ साफ सुनाई दे. ठीक है, इनंसिएट करने का मतलब होता है कोई वर्ड होता है जिसपे कोई भी वर्ड का प्रोनाउंसिएशन में एक शब्द ऐसा होता है या एक लेटर ऐसा होता है जिसपे जोर डाला जाता है, बाकी सब पे नहीं डाला जाता. तो उस प्रोनाउंसिएशन को हमें थोड़ा और ज्यादा ब्राइटन करना होगा ताकि वर्ड समझ में. ठीक है, एनी अदर फीडबैक? Forget about the content. I'm not asking about the content. Content was very good. I'm only asking about his body language because he has worked all his methods for the content. Content was very good. The only thing that he has to develop more is this feedback for the non-verbal communication. इसके अलावा और किसी को non-verbal communication में feedback देना है? नहीं. All right. My feedback to you is stand straight. Okay, because of your height, when you pull up your shoulders in the downward way, it is the defensive position, which should not be the case of a speaker. When you are coming up on the stage, आप जब स्टेज पे जाते हैं तब आपका रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है कि आप लीड कर रहे हैं, तो आपका लीडर वाला पोजीशन होना चाहिए. तो आपको शोल्डर नीचे नहीं रखने हैं, एकदम स्ट्रेट खड़े होना. ठीक है, ऑलराइट, सिट डाउन, वेरी गुड. यस, नेक्स्ट. Anyone else who would like to practice for this competition? One minute. Let's think after that. See to it that you're visible to this.
Good afternoon, respected ma'am, my dear friends. I am Anand Gupta. Today I am studying in front of you to deliver a short speech on decoding post-COVID-19 growth. In November 2019, COVID pandemic has been started. The dramatic spread of COVID-19 has threatened human lives, disturbed livelihoods, and affected the trade, economy, and business across the globe. The globe economy has begun to show major disruptions and is heading towards a third recession with economic crisis. As the global economy is highly integrated through the global supply chains, it has been profoundly affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. All countries have faced difficulties due to COVID-19. South Asian countries in particular have had to deal with a more challenging situation due to their large population, weak health facilities, high poverty rates, low socio-economic conditions, poor social protection system, limited access of water and sanitation, necessary to maintain physical distancing and take other required measures to contain this pandemic.
If anybody wants to give feedback?
From the fourth feedbacks, what is pronunciation?
Pronunciation, yes.
And then looking at our to the eye contact or on this.
Okay, that part is only visible because you are at the sideline. Yes, there might be the case because then this is the real scenario that you might not be provided before you. Okay, sit down. See, the thing is, all of the feedbacks are actually very constructive. You have to look at those things when you are present in the front. First thing, yes, pronunciation, कुछ words में आपको दिक्कत आ रही है. Okay, only few words, not all. Few words that you have problems with pronouncing. उसके लिए you can work on with the pronunciation apps are available. Also Google also provides you pronunciation when you search for a word. तो उसके लिए आप वो help ले सकते हो. Second of all, yes, your eye contact, I have told you, it should not be continuous to the audience, but इधर उधर भी नहीं करना है, ठीक है? या तो आप इधर देखिए अपने पेपर पर, और you can look at the front, only at the front, not make eye contact with particularly one person or particularly few of the people, but you can look at the front. ठीक है? I have told you, look at the heads of people so that they think, they have the illusion that he is making eye contact with some of the other students. Okay. Also, I have already told you, the more you make any kind of movement standing up here, the more your audience will be distracted. ठीक है? चाहे कोई आपको ध्यान से सुन रहा है, चाहे नहीं सुन रहा है, आप जितने ज्यादा मूवमेंट्स यहाँ आके करेंगे, उतना उन मूवमेंट्स पे उनका ध्यान जाएगा. ठीक है? Your legs and hands are shaking. उनका सबसे पहले ध्यान 2 मिनट के अंदर वो पकड़ लेंगे कि you are nervous and you are shaking. ठीक है? It won't take 2 minutes for them to visualize that thing. Second thing, हाथ में हमेशा मैंने कहा भी है, कुछ नहीं रहना चाहिए. Unless and until your paper is there. If it is shaking or if you are nervous, put the paper or the sheet that you have got into a book so that it has a heavy weight in your hand. थोड़ा सा heavy रहेगा तो आपका shakiness जो है वो visible नहीं होगा audience. ठीक है? अगर ऐसा लग रहा है कि बहुत ज्यादा nervous है, take a deep breath. ठीक है? Try to calm your nerves. जो back of the mind आपके ये सारे थॉट्स आ रहे हैं दैट कुछ गड़बड़ हो जाएगी, कुछ गलत बोल दूंगा, ये सारी चीजें ही नर्वसनेस का कॉज होती है. ट्राई टू शट दोस थॉट्स आउट ऑफ योर माइंड. ठीक है? माइंड एकदम आपका क्लियर होना चाहिए, स्पेशली व्हेन यू हैव द स्पीच इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. उस टाइम तो आपको माइंड मैप भी तैयार करना है, बिकॉज एवरीथिंग इज इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. यू डोंट नीड टू वर्क विद योर माइंड. योर माइंड शुड बी जस्ट क्लियर एंड काम. जितना क्लियर हो सके, जितना काम हो सके. ठीक है? चलो. Yes, and one more thing, जितने भी non-verbal aspects मैं आपको बता रही हूँ, एक दिन में, एक महीने में, एक हफ्ते में ठीक नहीं होगा. You have to constantly work on that. ठीक है? It might take weeks, it might take months, it might take years. But once you know the problem, you can work on it and you can obviously develop it. ठीक है? Next.
And good afternoon.
Today I will be presenting my view on COVID-19 socio-economic problem. But before I begin the speech, I would like to say a quote. So listen carefully, everyone. Everyone has a unique talent, so don't compare your life to others because there is no comparison between the sun and the moon. They shine when it's their time. Now, COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by the Chinese virus or SARS-CoV. The virus was first identified in Wuhan, China, December 29, and after that quickly spread to the other parts of the world. Hence, the WHO declared a pandemic on March 2020. Almost 62 lakh people have died in the worldwide due to the Chinese virus. That time, almost every country was closing their borders. Was the first step. Most governments took steps. The spread of the disease followed by the complete lockdown, restricting the opening of businesses, industries, school, college. After that, unemployment, inflation, and poverty increased worldwide. People faced a lot of problems during the pandemic and after the pandemic. The pandemic has also affected educational and healthcare system. During the pandemic, millions of people have lost their jobs. In 2020, as per the government data, 67% increasing report of suicidal behavior during the lockdown. India's GDP contracted 23.9%. April-June quarter of 2021 financial year. Hence, we can say that the COVID-19 was the biggest human disaster of the history. After every few years, pandemics comes. That's why we have strengthened our healthcare system to deal with it. That's all.
All right, any more feedback from your side? Okay, that is a distraction for the audience. Anything else? Sorry? Feedback देने में भी इतना nervous नहीं. Hesitation and voice, yes, that was visibly heard from his voice. Yes. बच्चे वही चीज बोली जा रही है that it is nervousness जो थी वो उनके voice में साफ साफ सुनाई देगा. और कुछ नहीं. See, the main reason here is आपने पहले कभी स्टेज पे परफॉर्म किया है? फर्स्ट टाइम कर रहे हैं. See, the thing is कि स्टेज पे जब आप जाते हैं, already told you it is a very stressful thing. ठीक है, वो पहले से ही आपको unknown है कि क्या होगा क्या नहीं होगा, ये सारी चीजें आप रोज पे देखते हैं, इसलिए आप नर्वस हो जाते हैं. ठीक है, तो again this thing cannot be cured in 1 day, 2 day or 3 days. ठीक है, it might take time, but दिमाग को कोशिश करिए कंट्रोल करने का. नर्वसनेस जो है उसको नहीं आना है, एकदम काम होके कोई भी परेशानी नहीं होनी चाहिए, एकदम दिमाग शांत रखकर करवाना है प्रेजेंटेशन. ठीक है, ऑल्सो while you are reading or while you are presenting your speech, कोशिश करिए कि जो भी लाइन्स आप बोल रहे हैं उसमें थोड़ा सा पॉज ले लीजिए. पूरा कंटिन्यूस नहीं बोलते हैं, उसको थोड़ा सा पॉज बीच में ले लेते हैं. जैसे इंट्रोडक्शन के बाद आपने बॉडी पार्ट में चेंज किया, उसको ट्रांजेक्शन में थोड़ा सा 2 सेकंड का स्पेस लीजिए, 2 सेकंड 3 सेकंड का ब्रेक लीजिए, फिर उसके बाद कंटिन्यू. ठीक है, यस. नेक्स्ट
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Patna. Today, I am presenting a speech on topic is decoding post-COVID-19 socio-economic problem. And you know, we all have been affected by COVID-19. The name coronavirus comes from crown-like projections on their surface. Corona in Latin means crown. Coronavirus outbreak was first identified in Wuhan city, Hubei province, China. Since then, the virus spreads to nearly every country and WHO declares as a pandemic. COVID-19 has affected day-to-day life and is slowing down the global economy. This pandemic affected millions of people who are either sick or are being killed due to spread of this viral disease. The most common symptoms of this viral infection are fever, cough, cold, bone pain, and breathing problem, and you can say ultimately leading to pneumonia. This being a new viral disease affecting humans for the first time. The virus is spreading exponentially region-wise. Countries were banning gathering of people, many countries did their population and enforcing strict quarantine to control the infection. So, due to this pandemic, both worlds are totally changed, and there are so many economic problems occurring in different sectors. Like we call primary sector, like agriculture sector. The agricultural sector is also affected during this COVID pandemic because of lack of laborers buffer borders and transport constraint, mobility restrictions, and many more. And secondary sector like manufacturing sectors is a very important part in our GDP. So due to COVID-19, this sector is also affected because of low consumer demand. And the third sector is service sector like banking. Due to COVID-19, private sectors are were financially weak and were also affected by this pandemic. And now I will tell you about some socio-economic problem like gender gap inequalities, health crisis, domestic violence and crime, reverse of migration, poverty and jobless, and psychological impact means mental health. So now I will conclude this speech with some quote that better to wear mask than a ventilator. Better to wear mask than a ventilator. Better to stay home than thank you.
Yes, any feedback from the audience side? Yes. Oh. Any other feedback? Where किसको बोलना है? WEAR. Okay. Any other feedback from the audience side? Okay. First of all, you started off your speech very well. After starting, the energy भी high था. Your presentation was very well. Okay. Your stature was, your posture was straight. But आगे बढ़ते बढ़ते आपका posture भी खराब हो गया, speech भी खराब हो गया. ठीक है. First of all, आप breathe नहीं कर रहे थे. That's what I'm telling you again and again. When you come up here, you stop breathing, and that makes your lungs for oxygen. ठीक है? इसको oxygen तो चाहिए ना. आप breathe नहीं करते हो, आप continuously बोलते जाते. Take a break for 2 seconds. ठीक है? Breathe in. ठीक है? मैं भी तो continuously पढ़ाती ना. तो 1 घंटा में लगातार बोलती क्लास में, at least minimum 50 minutes. I take a break ना. I take a break for 2 seconds. I breathe in, breathe out. That is necessary. ठीक है? Otherwise, जितना आप उसको रोक के रखेंगे, उतना ज़्यादा आपका सांस चढ़ेगा. And that's how your speech gets deteriorated because you are not able to pronounce the words correctly and your nervousness increases. ठीक है? Take a break in between. Second thing, pronunciation में उतनी problem नहीं थी because of nervousness ही forgot the presentation. Sorry, pronunciation. Third thing, visible नहीं होना चाहिए आपका nervousness. Always and always I'm trying to tell you. If you're nervous, try to keep it to yourself. Okay, ये एक दिन में नहीं होगा. You have to keep up to do these things, and you have to get familiar with the stage. ठीक है? चलो, yes. Anybody else? Any other student who would like to practice? आप practice करेंगे बच्चों? You have written now. Some of you will practice. Also, please concentrate on the people that are speaking up here. ठीक है? Audience की अगर dead हो जाती तो यहाँ पर confidence भी dead हो जाता है. Try to cheer up your speaker. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sunidhi, and now I am presenting a speech in front of you on the topic Decoding Post-COVID-19 Socio-Economic Problems. COVID-19 is an infectious disease first reported in Wuhan, China on December 2019. It had affected the life of human beings a lot. Since the outbreak of the coronavirus disease, more than millions of people have lost their lives due to pandemic. Millions of jobs have already been lost. Millions of livelihood are at risk An estimated additional 130 million people will be living in extreme poverty. The COVID-19 pandemic has led to a dramatic loss of human life worldwide and presents challenge to public health, food system, and the world of work. The economic and social disruption caused by the pandemic is devastating. Border closures, trade restrictions have been prevented farmers from accessing markets, including for buying output and selling their products. And agriculture works from harvesting crops, everything suffered. Currently, all of us are experiencing emotions, thoughts, and situations they have never experienced before. It is not that there were no pandemic earlier. Pandemics, particularly plague outbreaks, have been known since times immemorial. The cholera pandemic, followed by the flu pandemic, were highlights of the 19th century. Subsequently, while there have been outbreaks of Asian flu, SARS, MERS, Ebola, etc., but the pandemic of COVID-19 is on a completely different scale. It has shaken the entire world and created global panic. But we have to keep our mind positive. We have to stay mentally strong so that we can overcome from any situation of our life. Thank you. Yes, any feedback from your side? Eye contact, okay. Any other feedback?
From economic point of view.
Sorry?
He has lot of socio-economic, social problems.
Okay, social problems, sir. Anything else? उधर नहीं डिस्कस करिए. If you want to speak something, if you want to give a feedback, just come up here and say. Any other feedback? No. See, the only thing that I think that you have to improve a little bit is your tone, your monotonic on your face. Other than that, आपका जो भी presentation है, the speech that you have prepared, that is totally up to your opinion. ठीक है, आप जो भी present कर रहे हैं, different points present कर रहे हैं, that is all right. However you are presenting, you just have to give facts for the conclusion that you are giving. लेकिन आप जो present कर रहे हैं, आपका eye contact करना ही चाहिए obviously. इसके साथ साथ emotions नहीं है बिल्कुल भी voice में, क्योंकि speech आपकी बहुत अच्छी है. ठीक है, speech मैंने जो सुनने में बहुत अच्छा लगा. अगर उसमें थोड़ा सा वेरिएशन होता, वॉइस वेरिएशन, वो और ज्यादा बेहतर हो सकता. ठीक है, एनी अदर स्टूडेंट?
A warm welcome to my teachers and my lovely friends. I am stand in front of you today to deliver a speech on impact of COVID-19 social and economic problems. The COVID-19 pandemic has resulted in over 4.3 million confirmed cases and over 290,000 deaths globally. It has also sparked fear of an impending economic crisis and recession. Social distancing, self-isolation, and travel restrictions have led to a reduced workforce across all economic sectors and caused many jobs to be lost. Schools have closed down, and the need for commodities and manufactured products has decreased. In contrast, the need for medical supplies has significantly increased. The food sector is also facing increased demand due to panic buying and stockpiling of food products. In response to this global outbreak, we summarize the socio-economic effects of COVID-19 on individual aspects of the world economy. Labeled as a black swan event and linked to the economic scene of World War II, the outbreak of COVID-19 is decreased caused by several acute respiratory syndrome, coronavirus, and which is also called SARS-CoV-2, has a detrimental effect on global healthcare system with a ripple effect on every aspect of human life. As we know it, Suhabi Ital highlighted the extent of the outbreak, with the World Health Organization declaring the COVID-19 outbreak as a global emergency on January 30, 2020. In a response to flatten the curve, government has enforced border shutdown, travel restriction, and quarantine in countries which constitute the world's largest economic crisis and recession. In an attempt to understand the terminal effect and economy, we summarize the effect of COVID-19 in various aspects of the world economy. Focusing on primary sector, which includes industry involved in extraction of raw materials, secondary sectors involved in production and finishing products, and territory. Sector including all service provision industry. Thank you.
Yes, any feedback? Eye
Body
contact, presentation, body language. Anything that he has good? वो good नहीं है. Because for him, his lungs don't have any oxygen right now. Repetition of word is good. If you are repeating a point or word continuously in your speech, that means it is an important point that should be embedded in your audience mind. So it is a good thing. Okay? Yes. Eye contact आपका इसलिए था because you are more concentrated कि जो भी लिखा है उसको सही से बता दें. इसीलिए था. Yes or no? Yes. Second thing, आप जो nervous हैं because you are thinking that something mistake you are going to commit, because of that nervousness हो रही है. Also, yes, monotonic तो सबको ही है. ठीक है. Difference इसीलिए है because she is a girl, her voice is as naturally girls' voice are in pitch high and bass is lesser. So because of that, our voice can actually modify due to various range of emotions, and it is very much visible in our voice. Voice का जो voice होता है वो baser रहता है, pitch lower रहता है. That's why emotional variations are very less in their talking. That's why nobody actually expects them to show a various range of emotions, but you should at least rely on the things that you are saying. Sit down.
It is a name.
All right. Can anyone of you who has written the speech can give me a few points so that I can show how voice modulation works? आपका voice variation कैसे work करता है उसके लिए I need some lines. Any one of you who can just give me the speech, I can just read 2 or 3 lines. इसी टॉपिक पे है. See, यहाँ पर आप लोग mostly जब start कर रहे हैं, you're starting with the description of COVID-19, right or not? Definition or description of COVID-19. When you're describing, especially those students who have actually mentioned that these many people died, these many people have lost their jobs and all, उसमें emotions देखना जरूरी है. ठीक है? Do you have a line in this related to that? Okay, I'll show you how actually you have to enunciate the word and how you have to show emotion. For example, this line here, first line is COVID-19 is a respiratory disease caused by the virus SARS COVID-12. This is information which need not have any emotion left. लेकिन यहाँ पर कुछ लाइनें ऐसी होती हैं. Yes, COVID-19 has caused huge negative impact on population, health, the economy, education, and even national, international security. Global cities like New York, London, Mumbai look like ghost town at the night of COVID-19. Understood the variation? Right? There are certain words that you have to press on and certain words that has to glide on. मतलब उस पे बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं, उसको बस गुजरना है उस वर्ड से. लेकिन कुछ वर्ड्स पे आपको ज़्यादा जोर देना है. इससे वेरिएशन बनता है वर्ड्स का. And this affects your speech. Emotionally, it connects to your speech, the words that you are trying to tell. आप किसका मोबाइल क्यों? क्यों इमरजेंसी हो जाती है बच्चे, आपको 1000 बार बोला गया है दैट यू नीड नॉट हैव द मोबाइल फोन स्विच्ड ऑन, इट शुड बी स्विच्ड ऑफ। हर क्लास के पहले तो आपको याद दिलाने की जरूरत नहीं है ये चीज। Yes, so those voice variations is necessary because उसके साथ ही आपका इमोशन कन्वे होता है, ठीक है। बहुत ही मेजर इम्पैक्ट पड़ रहा है तो उस पर जोर डालिए, जिस वर्ड से पता चले कि बहुत मेजर इम्पैक्ट पड़ रहा है, ठीक है। जो मेजर इम्पैक्ट है, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल आपकी जो स्पीच थी उसमें स्टार्टिंग में आपने जो लिखा है these many people have lost their jobs, these many people have lost their lives, this would be the voice variation that you have to show while speaking certain lines, ठीक है। ये voice variation से आप actual में अपना emotion convey करेंगे and this will like exponentially increase the presentation of your speech, ठीक है। All right, so let's end the session here and I hope everyone would practice all the things that I have given you. Plus, I'm already telling you again and again, एक दिन में तैयारी नहीं होती है non-verbal communication की, you have to work continuously on this. एक एग्जांपल छोटा सा बताती हूँ, एक स्टूडेंट को, मेरा एक स्टूडेंट है, उसका बहुत फास्ट स्पीच था, like he used to actually speak like a राजधानी एक्सप्रेस। उसको मैंने एक बार कहा कि बच्चे स्पीड आपको कम करनी है, it took him 4 months but he actually worked on that and अभी वो बहुत बेहतर है, ठीक है। So I'm actually telling you that non-verbal communication aspect improve करना बहुत मुश्किल होता है, so you have to constantly work on that, ठीक है।